Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Niamh and in today's video I am going to be sharing my techniques for packing light toiletries edition. I'm going to show you how I fit everything I need into this little pouch, including a full face of makeup and all of my toiletries. Everything I use is under 100 milliliters, so it will fit through airport security. Let us begin. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you what the bag looks like with everything in it and how much can actually fit. Then I will take everything out so you can see what is actually inside, and I'll go through the tips that I have. Now this is quite full. Please hold. There we go. Okay, so basically this is everything inside. I'm gonna try tilt it. Okay. I'm just gonna change the camera angle real quick. This is what the inside of... Cool. Basically, this is what the inside of the bag looks like. That is basically everything that I managed to stuff in here. So starting from the top, we have a razor, 2 mini lipsticks, mini eyeliner, mini mascara, mini Stila glitter and glow, Barry M holographic topper, makeup brushes, mini and full size, makeup remover, toothbrush, deodorant, body care stuff, 2 eyeshadow palettes, and this customized palette. So one of my first tips, which I feel like is not a common thing to do, though it actually makes a lot of sense, is to decant your deodorant slash antiperspirant. Look at the size of this versus the size of this. Realistically, have you ever gone through a full one of these in just 1 week? Maybe you have, but I personally have not. I got a deodorant, a rollerball deodorant, and what I did was I took this knife that I use for soap cutting and I managed to pop off this and the rollerball, and then I simply poured from this into a mini spray. Instead of being a rollerball deodorant, it is now a spray deodorant. However, what I found, it's not the finest mist, so I kind of spritz it and then just rub it in. And then yeah, your hands are a bit sticky, you can just wash them or whatever. Say I filled it to maybe about here, and for the whole week I used it. Since coming back, I've taken it to the gym and just used it in the house. And I can't see exactly how high it is, but there is still product in here, so it definitely lasts a week. So I think desizing from this to this, great. Next, I also have a makeup remover, which comes in this big giant bottle, and I just simply put it in a smaller bottle with a pump on top. So we have a basic razor. I'm sure you can get mini travel razors, but this is just the razor I use, so I didn't really see the point in buying a new one. And then another thing, a foldable toothbrush. This is not new. It's new for me, but it's not a new invention, and it's just genius. Moving on to the next thing with toiletries is these. This is from Miniso. It is a 7-day pill case. This is one of the best things I've ever bought in my life. Basically, it came with 7 squares. I've taken one off, and I was thinking, oh, you could probably cut through it to make it smaller. You can actually just slide them off and separate them into whatever size you want, and I think that is genius. This is all my toiletries for a week in one handy place. And this one is shower gel, but yet again, this is a solid shower gel from Lush. I will insert a clip from my Lush haul where you can see what it looks like. And basically what I did again is just cut off a cube and I filled this box to the brim. How I got it out, this might be a little gross. I'm sure you could use a stick. I'd literally just take the back of my nail and scoop out a bit. That does sound kind of gross. And then just use that. And it lasted the full week, and there's still, it would probably even last another week, to be honest. This is a solid face wash slash facial soap from Lush. And all I did, as I'm sure you can see, is just cut a chunk off to fit in my little cube. This face wash in general, a little bit goes a long way. I just wet my fingers, you know, rub the thing, and then I have enough for my full face. So this was a full cube when I brought it, and you know, I've been using it since and it's still going strong. And I think this is a great tip. This is toothpaste, and it is not your regular toothpaste. It is some Tootie tabs from Lush, which look like this. These are such a good idea for traveling, because you could, if you wanted to, just fill this with standard toothpaste, and I'm pretty sure it'd probably be enough. The only thing is you have to kind of dip your toothbrush in each time to get it out. So Tootie tabs, I think, are the way to go for traveling. And the amount of days is the amount of tabs you can take and fit in your little box, and they fit in quite well. Whoops. This one is just filled with facial moisturizer. This one again is a solid shampoo. Oh, it smells really good. It's actually a shampoo from Basin, and again, I just cut a chunk off and put it in here. And the last one is actually empty, but what I would put in here is, I use a liquid foundation, so I just fill it with foundation. There you go, a full week of toiletries, which I keep it as 4 and 2. So I would say my big tip for toiletries and traveling light solid stuff is probably the way to go, because if you imagine you fill that with liquid shower gel, I don't know, would you get 7 showers out of it? Obviously it saves so much room. This mini shower gel from Bath and Body Works, and you're like, great, a travel mini. But if you compare this to literally all your minis like this, and I know doing this isn't for everybody and that's fine, but this is just my tips and tricks to how to travel light, and it worked well for me, and I'm sure like other people works well for them as well. If you prefer going this route, totally fine. So these, amazing. Let me talk about these. While I was in China, there's a shop called Miniso, which I do believe has a few locations across Europe, as one has just recently opened here in Dublin, and they sell mini packaging things. The ones I selected were a pipette, a mini spray. This is 18 milliliters, and they also have an even smaller one which doesn't have a measurement on it, but as you can see, it is tiny. And then this pill case. Obviously it's cheaper and better value in China, but I know people are not going to fly to China just to get mini toiletries, and I know places like Penny's also sell stuff like this, so just keep an eye out. I'm sure you can find what you want. This is literally all the toiletries I took with me. So now I'm going to move on to the makeup. Some of them are just miniatures. So for example, I have this Kat Von D mini eyeliner, a Milk Makeup mini mascara, Stila Glitter and Glow mini, these adorable Kiko mini lipsticks, which are perfect for traveling. I got these when I was in Berlin like 2 years ago. Near Christmas time they had these for $2.50 each. So obviously these were limited edition and I haven't seen them since, but this is more just to give ideas as opposed to get this exact product. And then this Barry M holographic topper. This is a full-size product and I didn't actually take this with me, but this is again just an example of something you could take. Yeah, those are all like the individual makeup products I bought. Sorry, I've just dropped them down the side of my bed. Got them. And then for eyeshadow, the hardest thing to find was a mini eyeshadow palette that I could create looks with and wasn't just a color palette. For example, Penny's sell these really good mini eyeshadow palettes. However, this one is the Berry Velvets, and as you see from the inside, it's all pretty pink berry tones. Obviously this is the only matte. Realistically, this is a pretty palette, but for me every single look would then be pink or berry. And also, weirdly enough, even though these are small, they didn't quite fit in my case. Like, they can't really go flat, they don't really fit, and they couldn't really stand because they were a bit too tall. So I didn't actually take these with me, but these are good mini palettes for traveling. This one is the Jewel Glow. This one has more color range, but again, this and this are the only matte, so I feel like you are kind of limited. So what I found are these. These are the Wet n Wild, oh, what are these called? Color Icon. They're like the Wet n Wild 10 pan color icon eyeshadow palette things. This one is in the shade Rosé in the Air, and this one is in the shade Comfort Zone. 2 transition matte shades, and then a selection of other colors, some matte, some shimmer. And these are such good palettes. The pigment is really good, the colors are really good, and as you can see, you do have quite a good like mixture selection of colors, so you can create quite a bit of looks. Both of these can fit in my bag, though you could just narrow, oh, I just poked one. Though of course you could just narrow it down to one. This one would probably be my preference just because it's more my type of thing. I bought these from Beauty Bay, and at the time this was on sale for $2.85, so I will link this below if it's still on sale. Okay, and then for the rest of my face, I literally fit it all in here. I mentioned this in my Las Vegas haul. This is a Makeup Forever empty magnetic palette that you can buy in Sephora for $2, which is amazing value. So one of my favorite makeup brands of all time is Bellapierre, which is a mineral makeup, cruelty-free, I don't think it's 100% vegan, but most of their stuff is vegan, I believe, brand. And I have a load of these palettes from Bellapierre, which so conveniently come as magnetic pans. This one is another lip palette. They're all individual pans, and as you can see, they have this gap here, so you can actually pick out every single pan, and it comes out like that. It's very small, and it is already like made to be a magnetic pan, so you can simply take it out of here and pop it in somewhere else. Then they have a contour and highlight palette. These pans are bigger, but again, they're all magnetic pans that just very easily come out, and also a highlight palette that are also all magnetized. They do also have an eyebrow palette, Mine is an absolute state. It has been dropped multiple times, and the eyebrow palette is the only one that is not magnetic. And I bought some of these Z palette mini pans. It came in a pack of 10, I believe. I think it was about $5.50. And it's just a whole load of empty mini pans. They have a couple different sizes so that I could decant stuff in here and pop it in here. So what I actually have in here is a blush, eyebrow, concealer, contour, highlight, and a powder. The powder, contour, and highlight, I just pop them out of the Bellapierre palettes and put them straight in here. But these lip pans would work really good in here if you don't have mini lipsticks, you know. The eyebrow, I took one of the Z palette pans, Z palette pans, and popped it in a mini pan. Same with the blush. The concealer is actually, it's this Bellapierre cream concealer. I took this spatula. As you can see, I basically just destroyed it, scooping it out and like gently packing it into a little pan. And how I decanted the blush and the eyebrow was honestly the most unofficial way. I took my pans, I took the products. It was this Kiko blush here. And for me, it's important to use a matte blush. So, well, it's not that important, but I wanted a matte blush that, if necessary, I could also use it on my eyes. As you can see, I just took a good old chunk out of there. And what I did, took my trusty spatula, scraped away it for ages, poured it into the pan. Then I took some of this rum, which has a tiny bit left, got a funnel, poured the rum into this mini spritzer bottle. Rum is still in there to this day. Got my rum, spritzed over the top of the blush, then got a little wad, a blob of toilet roll, pressed it down once with the toilet roll to kind of fix it, and then I just let it air dry, and voila, a beautiful miniature blush. Same process with the eyebrow thing, spritzed it with my rum, pushed it down with tissue and just let it set. And basically between this and the minis, I had a full face. So in terms of makeup brushes, I only brought 3. These are Boat Real Techniques mini. This was a 3 set that I found in TK Maxx for $9.99, which seemed expensive for such mini brushes, but I've gotten so much use out of these. So this is a mini blending eyeshadow brush, and this is, what do they actually call it, a powder brush? A mini face brush, which I actually use to apply my foundation and powder. So I took the 2 of these, and I also took this jewel-ended eyeshadow eyebrow brush. Used this end to do my eyebrows and some eyeshadow stuff, and this side for eyeshadow. Again, this brush I also kind of use for contour, blush, powder, kind of a multi-purpose brush. This is a standard full-size brush. It actually fits fine. Those are my tips for traveling light. Basically, take everything out of its original packaging and find something smaller. I think this size would be good for perfume if you just filled it to the top, but mine is actually just rum. Didn't make the trip. I hope someone out there at all found this useful. Maybe you never thought of decanting your deodorant to an even smaller spritzer bottle, or like the toothy tabs. Honestly, I was proud of this idea. I thought this was really smart. And the way I went about it, taking a bottle of rum and a spritzer, like I was really out here using my resources to make good things. I will link this below if I can find something similar, maybe in a different pattern. I will link the Wet n Wild palettes. I'll link the Bellapierre website because they're just a great brand anyways, and I do think they're perfect for travel. So yeah, I'll link anything possible, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something new. Bye!